9 News at 4 starts right now.
The young man who admitted to gathering rocks to throw at cars learns his fate. 9 News Investigates continues our coverage of the deadly rock throwing case.
And that's going to completely change the middle school experience to be something that I think is a lot healthier for our students.
There's a new law on phones in schools. Tonight, a middle school is giving us a look inside at how they're already implementing it. The weekend is here and there is so much happening around town. Our weather impact team is tracking the perfect forecast to be outside. And Ball Arena is switching from ice to hardwood. The Avs and Nuggets getting ready for a big Game 7 tomorrow. Right now at 4 o'clock, the man convicted of killing community activist Ma King was sentenced to life in prison without parole. In July of 2022, 23-year-old Lou Ray fired a gun and a stray bullet hit King as she was putting away groceries. Ray was one of 4 people charged in her killing. 2 of them pleaded guilty last summer. Another is set to go on trial in July. We're going to have much more in reaction to this shooting and the sentencing tonight at 5 o'clock.
On count 14, the court sentences Mr. Kwok. This is the count pertaining to Ms. Bartell. First-degree assault. He will receive 27 years in the Department of Corrections.
You heard it, 27 years for the rock-throwing death of Alexa Bartell and another 5 years on top of that for other similar attacks, a total of 32 years. The sentence handed down this morning in Jefferson County to Zachary Kwok.
Kevin Vaughn from 9 News Investigates was in court. You've been covering this trial from the beginning. This killing sent shockwaves throughout the community. Still so hard to hear from family members.
It is. Alex and Kim, Alexa Bartell was just driving down a Jefferson County road when a rock hurled from an oncoming vehicle ripped through her windshield and ended her life. At today's hearing, it was clear a lot of people still are not entirely sure who did what that deadly night. The people who loved Alexa Bartell did not buy Zach Kwok's version of events of the night of April 19th, 2023. Not his assertion that he threw no rocks.
And he sat right there. And it was lie after lie after lie.
Not his testimony that he asked his accomplices to take him home, and they refused.
I'm sorry, I believe none of that. I think he is just involved in what they all call complete chaos.
And not his claim that during the attacks he played video games on his phone, a phone that didn't ping a single cell phone tower in the area, meaning it was in airplane mode or turned off.
That's something you do when you don't want to be found, when you're trying to hide what you are doing and where you are doing it at.
Kwok pleaded guilty to 2 counts of assault and 1 count of attempted assault, and he came to court knowing he could get as few as 20 years in prison or as many as 32, a range guaranteed by his plea bargain. It was up to Judge Christopher Zenizek to decide. He made it clear he didn't know what to believe either. Kwok seemingly claiming not to have thrown rocks,
But accepting for sort of minimal pieces of the puzzle, minimal pieces of the night of death and destruction.
and that sealed Kwok's fate.
The defendant will receive the benefit of his bargain, but no more.
For his role in the killing of Alexa Bartell, Kwok got the maximum sentence the judge could hand down, 32 years in prison. Nicholas Carroll Chick was sentenced yesterday to 45 years in prison, and Joe Koenig, accused of throwing the rock that killed Alexa Bartell, was convicted of first-degree murder last week. He faces a mandatory life sentence without parole when he returns to court on June 3rd. Alex and Kim?
So yesterday, you saw the other sentencing. I mean, this is a lot for a family to go through when you have 3 defendants and then you're sharing your emotion and your feelings each time.
Yeah, and so some of the people that spoke today spoke yesterday from Alexa Bartell's family. There were some people that spoke today who didn't speak yesterday. So that was emotionally tumultuous, as you can imagine. And I have to say, Zach Kwok's mother and father and other family members spoke impassionately, tearfully about their sorrow for what happened, what their son, what Zach Kwok was involved in. So it was, I mean, it was just an emotionally hard day for everyone in the courtroom.
Well, Kwok, like the others, they are so young. I mean, these are some serious sentences being handed down, but any chance they could get out of jail sooner?
So Zach Kwok has a total of 32 years in jail. He's got to serve 3/4 of that. So he could be out in 24 years. He'll get 2 years credit for the time he's already been in jail. So, you know, he could be eligible for parole in his early 40s. There's no guarantee he'll get parole. He could end up serving the full 32 years.
Yeah. Well, for those of us that drive that street, you don't drive that street, Indiana, and not think of Alexa every single time. It's tough. It's tough.
Absolutely.
Okay, thanks, Kevin.
Switch gears and get you a live look outside where it is just gorgeous. Please make some plans to get out this weekend. It's the weekend to do it. Our weather impact team is tracking a beautiful couple of days for you before we get to more storms next week. But less about that and more about the sunshine this weekend, Corey.
Yeah, because it's going to be an amazing weekend. The blue skies that you've seen out there today, we're going to have that again, and we're going to step the temperatures up here by a good 15 degrees here. Right now, it's in the 60s here, 63 at DIA, 62 here at the 9 News studios. Just an absolutely perfect day out there. The similar conditions tomorrow, as we'll see very little cloud cover just like this across the state. The storm system that delivered a couple of nights of nice rain across the Front Range starting to move off to our east now. And that's going to leave us into high pressure all weekend. So we're going to see tons of sunshine as we go across the day tomorrow, up to about 77 degrees tomorrow. And Sunday will also be warm and mostly dry. We'll start to notice the winds from the next storm system coming in here on Wednesday afternoon. And that storm will be here by Monday, about Monday midday. And that could deliver some severe weather to us. Looks like a good soaking rain. And also we could get some significant snow in the foothills. So we're talking about a foot of snow possible up there in the higher elevations. So I'll detail both the sunshine and that incoming spring storm coming up in just a few minutes.
A traffic alert we need to tell you about for drivers. A crash involving 2 semis as traffic at a near standstill. So this is happening near I-225 in Alameda. Aurora Fire says a total of 3 vehicles are involved in this. Right now, just 1 northbound lane is open, and CDOT says it will be hours before everything is back to normal. So keep that in mind. We are hearing there are no serious injuries reported, just a lot of backup there.
We have an update to a story we brought you yesterday. We learned that a 7th grade teacher in Weld County was one of 3 people killed in a crash that involved a police chase. The Weld County District Superintendent confirmed it's a 7th grade science teacher at North Valley Middle School who died in the crash. The sheriff's office says it happened when they were pursuing a stolen car. A deputy pulled over a GMC Yukon, and as they were walking up, the driver sped off on Highway 85, crossing the median and hitting another car head on. The driver, a 37-year-old woman, and a passenger in her car were also killed.
2 construction workers were taken to the hospital after being hit by a car that went through a building. It happened at Arapahoe Road and University just before 11 o'clock. Arapahoe County Sheriff's deputies on the scene said the driver's sandal was caught on the gas pedal, causing them to crash. The driver ran into a Japanese home goods store, a Daiso. South Metro Fire says there wasn't any structural damage to that building. Also developing today, 7 people were killed in a crash between a tour van and a truck near Yellowstone. Investigators say the tour van was carrying 14 people. The driver of the truck and 6 others in that van were killed. Several others were pretty badly hurt. Still unclear what caused the crash. Both of the vehicles caught on fire. This happened about 20 miles east of Yellowstone. We'll continue to bring you more information as it's released.